There's like no sign of human life right now. Everything is closed, like garage doors are shut, windows are like covered in paper. This place is like a ghost town. So this is Santorini, one of the many islands in Greece and also one of the most popular tourist destinations in all of Europe. But clearly not right now. So where is everybody? Well, I was asking myself the same question, but I'll get to that later. And although I had an idea, I figured I'd just wander around and see what was out there. Alright, I made it. Just in time for sunrise. It is so quiet, and I haven't run into anyone this entire morning. It was like a 10-minute walk up here, and I didn't see anyone, any cars, and it's just so peaceful. Now it is just past 7 in the morning, so it's understandable that the city's a bit quiet, but still, if this were summertime, people would already be walking around, shops would be starting to open, but I guess this is what it's like to travel in the off season. So that was my conclusion. It's still winter here and that's why it's so empty. But it turns out that was only a part of the reason, and although I kind of had an idea of what was going on, it wasn't until later where it all made sense. But that's still a long ways away. Alright, back at the hotel, and the city is a little bit more awake, but the streets are still empty. Like there's no one really walking around. There's cars and stuff, which are definitely locals, but no tourists, and the shops are closed. It's definitely a different vibe than, you know, what Santorini is known for. Streets usually like live with people and tourists, but I don't mind, and the hotel is free breakfast, so it's not like I'd be eating in these shops anyways. This breakfast is pretty legit. Eggs, bacon, also got a chicken nugget. And the host even gave like a container to take stuff for later, which is gonna be handy because it might be hard to find a place to eat lunch. Now this isn't some random part of the island either. This is Fira, the capital of Santorini. And I'm also staying in the main square, which is typically one of the busiest areas. Now there is another part in the north that's just as popular, and I figured I should go check it out and see if it's any different. Although getting there was going to take a while. So one of the main reasons I wanted to visit Santorini is because of this hike. This is the walk from Fira to Ia, and it's like 3 hours. It's not bad at all. It's like a slight incline. And you can't take a bus. It's like 20 minutes and like €2, so definitely easier. But with weather like this and views of the water and all the buildings, definitely want to do this hike.
I thought I saw you today, but nobody was there. I thought I saw you today, but nobody was there.
This weather is perfect. The sun is out, but I'm not hot. The air is like that cold, crisp air. It's like, I think 11 degrees or 12 degrees right now. If this was summer, I'd be like drenched in sweat. This pathway would be crowded with people. If you're doing this in the summer, I definitely recommend leaving at like 8 or 7, or honestly even earlier. Beat the crowds, beat the heat. It's an advantage of being in the off season. Honestly, I got pretty lucky with the weather on this hike. The
The day before this was completely cloudy and a lot colder.
Kind of wasn't expecting it to be that cold. But
Although the off-season is a bit chilly, some people might still prefer that over the summer heat.
this is where I was this morning, and that's about as far as I went. But I think to continue, I go down here instead. I'm not really following a map, but apparently it's a very straightforward hike, so it should be hard to get lost.
All the leaves are falling. I cannot find my way.
As I made it further along the road, nothing really changed. Everything was still closed. I was getting close to the next area though, so I figured maybe things would be different there.
Okay, so I can see the next city, this one right here. I believe it's called Imerovigli. And then further down, this one right here, that's Ia. And that is the final destination, and that is also like the classic Santorini spot. If you Google pictures of Santorini, you'll see pictures of Ia. I mean, I'm sure it's really nice.
I wasn't really sure what to expect on this walk. I did think that I'd still see some people, but it was just me, and I loved it. There were also some detours near the cliffside, and with nothing else planned for the day, I made sure to make as many stops as I could. And exactly 1 hour later, I made it to the next area.
Just made it to Imerovigli, and I have yet to run into another tourist. I've seen like a couple construction workers because the off season is the season for renovations and preparing for the summer. But yeah, this city is like definitely a more quieter part of Santorini. If you don't want like the super loud busyness of Fira, and if you don't want the expensive and also busy Ia, then Imerovigli is like a good option. And it's still got like the blue domes and the white buildings, so you're not really missing out if you just decide to stay here.
So I know I called it a city, but Imerovigli is just a small village. Just a few hundred people live here, and from what I was reading, a lot of them don't even live here year-round. Also, most of the locals in Santorini live on the inward part of the island, which makes sense since the cliffside is filled with hotels, restaurants, and shops, all catered towards tourism.
All right, yeah, 2.5 hours. It's also saying back to Fira is 25 minutes, and clearly it's been a lot longer than that since I started. So now I'm thinking that 2.5 hours is like an underestimation, and it's all going to be a lot longer, but I reserved the whole day for this, and with all the shops and everything that's closed, there's really not much else to do. So I'm just going to take my time. This right here is called Scaros Rock, I think, and it's like an optional part of this hike. It's like an extra hour if you were to do it. I might do it. I think I'm also going to take this chance to maybe find like a small convenience store that's open, or maybe a grocery store. Like not everything is going to be closed because people actually still live here. Yeah, I didn't bring any water. I completely forgot. So I should probably do that, because between here and I don't think there's much.
I was gonna do the extra hike, but I decided to skip it because I felt like finding water was more important.
All right, that's the market. I really hope it's open. Oh, it's not looking good. Yeah, it's locked. Oh, I was really hoping it'd be open. I'm getting thirsty.
So no tourists, no locals, and now no shops. There was another one on the map I could have tried, but I figured it'd be the same thing, and according to the sign earlier, Ia wasn't that far away.
It's a long way to go.
Although it looked a lot longer than 2.5 hours.
So is this a dream, or is it really happening?
All right, so this is the second peak of the climb and the last peak. This is Imerovigli, and this is Ia. And right now I'm on that hill that you saw earlier. There's nothing here except for this church, which is closed. The walk in the past maybe 30 minutes, like pretty much once I left Imerovigli, wasn't as nice. It's just very barren. A lot of villas that are under construction. All the white clay houses are kind of gone. I think that's what it's going to be like for the next bit. So I don't know how much I'm going to film, but the weather's still on my side. It's a nice hike. I know I said that a lot, but it's nice. All right, let's go.
Anytime, slow you will rewind. Will you hold me still? Memory in a freeze frame. It wouldn't fade or rearrange. No, it never feels right. Never feels like the right time to say goodbye.
I wasn't expecting much, but this ended up being one of my favorite parts of the entire trail.
I don't know what this trail is like in the summer. Like, I know it's popular, but I can't imagine this whole place being filled with people. But from what I've read online, that's what it's like. This trail has literally just been completely empty, especially like this last part away from all the villas and the construction. It's so nice, and I feel like I could just sit here all day. Wow.
I really enjoyed the emptiness of the trail, and knowing how crowded Santorini usually is, it felt like such a rare experience. Even when I got down to the road, there wasn't a single car in sight. Also, I know I said I hit the last peak, but there's actually one more hill to climb before making it to the end.
I'm not gonna get tired of feeling like I'm the only one on this island. I'm not even gonna try to describe it because I have no words, but getting closer and closer. I think just over this hill you'd be able to see Ia, and this is the distance so far. This is getting a little bit, I don't want to say difficult, but it's kind of just tiring on the knees. This is definitely a doable hike for people who aren't athletic or don't hike often. Just give yourself enough time and wear the right shoes and come prepared. Bring water, unlike myself, and yeah, you should be fine. I think I'm at the last hill. No more incline, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's windy. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, it's not far at all. Wow, what a view. Never seen this perspective of Santorini before. Even just looking from how far I've come. This is not even the start. That's the rock. So kind of sad it's almost done, but wow, what a trail this has been.
With wandering eyes I find you, a steeple on a hill.
Finally seeing Ia just over the hill felt like one of those apocalypse movies. You know, where the main character is the last one left, and then they finally reach a civilization of other survivors. I don't know, that's just what came to mind. Anyways, I was a bit sad that the trail was coming to an end, but I was excited to see what Ia had in store.
Somewhere we've been lost, eyes I find.
before I knew it, Ia was right there in front of me. I've really come a long way.
I think I'm just about to enter Ia, and I mean, like I said, there's no rush, so I think I want to sit here for a bit and enjoy the view. It's been a long journey.
So this is Ia, and clearly it's just as empty as what I've seen so far. But this is just the outside. The busiest and most popular area is at the very end at a place called Ia Castle. I figured if I was going to run into anyone, it would be there. And well, there's only one way to find out.
This is Ia. I'm not in like the heart of Ia yet. The Blue Dome Church and the windmills and all that stuff is still a bit of a walk, but this is it, and it's really nice and as I expected, very empty. I think I've seen more cats than I have people.
I had no idea there were so many cats living on the island, but apparently that's something Santorini is known for. Anyways, about a dozen cats later, I finally came across something I've been waiting to find.
Are you open?
I was so happy to find this shop. Now, I wasn't too hungry thanks to the leftovers I packed from breakfast, but I really needed some water.
I already know this is gonna hit so good. Been waiting hours for that. Shout out to this store for being open when literally nothing else is. I mean, maybe when I get closer to the core, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have some water. This is where I started. I believe this dotted line is the official trail. This is where I went, and here, yeah, this is where I am. I honestly expected like at least a little bit more to be open and at least some tourists to be walking around, but I guess not. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but there was actually a state of emergency in Santorini at the end of January. A lot of people evacuated because of earthquakes, and recently people started coming back. So I did do some research. I talked to some people who live here through like forums, and they were saying things are back to normal. So I did expect things to be open. So I don't know if this is just all because of the off season or also because of the state of emergency, but it is empty here. But like I said, I don't mind.
As I walked through the village, I found a gift shop open, which you can see on the left. Now, I didn't film inside, but I did speak with the worker and asked what was going on. They explained that Santorini is always quiet in the off-season since a lot of shop and restaurant owners live in Athens. And in terms of the earthquakes, that's also very common since the island lies near tectonic plates. But this season they've been extra strong, causing people to temporarily evacuate and leaving Santorini emptier than usual.
So this is the Blue Dome Churches. This is like a super popular spot. People will line up on these steps and all the way down that alley for who knows how long to take photos. There's even like a sign with like all these rules about taking photos and not taking too long, and I'm the only one here. Like, it's completely empty. I've never seen this before.
I only found out about the state of emergency a couple weeks before this trip, and I was considering canceling, but I figured it could be a really unique experience, and it absolutely was.
almost at the castle, which is the very end, and I hear some voices. I'm finally not going to be alone. Wow. This is it. This is the end. This is the castle. This is where the sun sets. And this is the end. The trail.
And so that's how I spent my short time here in Santorini. I wasn't here long, and considering the circumstances, this probably isn't how most people would want their trip here to look like. But for me, I don't think I would have changed a thing. Well, maybe a few more places to buy some water.